Mom's looking for you. I don't know why we need rehearsal dinners. These people have been eating dinner their whole lives. They don't need practice.
Is this where you taught me to fish?
Oh yeah, you caught a fish this big.
It was like at least half that size, but thanks, Dad. And thanks for cleaning it. Dad, about tomorrow.
You're nervous.
I'm not.
You are. You got that twitch. I recognize it.
Dad.
When you were little, you'd never want to jump in the pool. So I'd have to sneak up behind you and push you in.
Yeah, that was fun for me. Actually, I want to talk about you.
Oh, that's my favorite subject.
So, Josephine and I would appreciate it if you didn't tell any of your stories of the wedding.
Stories?
And jokes. No stories, no jokes, no anecdotes.
Oh. Okay, Will. Gotcha.
Thanks.
Now, you used to like my stories. What about the one with the witch?
I was 6.
Oh, you were never 6. You were born a tiny, middle-aged man.
You okay?
Me? I'm fine. You're the one in trouble here. Are you ready to get married?
I am.
Then here's to what's next.
So what's next?
Evening, son.
Where were you? You missed my game.
Oh, now how do you know I wasn't just hiding in the stands? Maybe I didn't want to spook you, keep you from hitting that home run.
We were playing soccer.
Oh, now that's barely a sport. Now, what's it gonna be tonight?
I already marked it here.
What, this old thing? This tale's prefabricated and predigested. You don't want to read this. Let me tell you a real story.
You mean that's another story about you?
I mean a story about life.
Dad, can you even read?
Of course I can, son. And thus kept the Trojans watch as the Achaeans were holding a wondrous panic. Now what the heck is this book about?
It's about the Trojan War.
Okay, ancient Rome and all that.
They're actually Greek.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Will. We live in Alabama. We got stories under every leaf and every stone.
Dad, why don't you tell us some crazy stories?
What if I told you you could change the world with just one thought? What if I told you you could be a king? Anything you desired, boy, anything on a plate, all within your power to create. I know somewhere in the darkness there's a story meant for me, where I always know exactly what to say. I know somewhere some surprising ending waits for me to tell it my own way. Be the hero of your story if you can. Be the champion in the fight, not just the man. Don't depend on other people to put paper next to pen. Be the hero of your story, boy, and then you can rise to be the hero once again. What if I swore I met a witch when I was very young? What if I said she showed me how I died?
How you died?
Powerless in the face of it, terrified in the wood. That was where my life was changed for good. Hey! What if I swore I met a giant wasting in a cave? What if I claimed I rose to be far braver than the brave? All my life a story, son, and everyone is true. So believe me as I'm telling you, to be the hero of your story while you may. Be the guy who gets the girl and saves the day. You don't need a book of freaks to teach you how to stay alive. Be the hero of each story you derive. And forever premise, you will never be alone. You can conquer every challenge, you can face each stepping stone. You can grow this story. What if I swore I saw a mermaid swimming in the mist? What if I told you she would be the first girl that I kissed? Out there in the water filled with eagerness and fear, here is what she whispered in my ear. Now, one day I met this fisherman, see?
You gotta help me. If I don't catch a fish, my family's gonna starve.
Oh, now the fish are sleeping. You gotta get them moving. Try the Alabama stuff.
The Alabama stuff?
Those little something like this. Works every time. Come on, son, let's see what you can do. Now try to follow along now. I know it's a bit tricky, but... Something about that rhythm really gets their fins moving. Now come on, Pilgrim. You're getting it. Good work, son.
Dad, couldn't you just give me some money?
Now, son, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. But you teach a man the Alabama stump, and you feed his soul! All right, it's gonna take more than you and me to do this, so it's gonna get us a little help. Come on, everybody, we gotta help this guy.
What the heck was that?
Come on now, son, that was a miracle.
Doesn't seem plausible.
Well,
Dad, why do you tell so many crazy stories?
now what kind of question is that? Why does the sun shine?
Because of fusion?
Lord, well, it's a rhetorical question.
Edward!
Now you're in trouble.
Give me that book quick.
Why is the light still on?
Oh, I was just finishing this chapter on Agamemnon. Now,
Edward,
son, Why can't anyone just have a normal name like Chuck?
Edward Bloom, it is 9 o'clock on a school night. Let this boy sleep.
Mom, can you really get a fish to jump out of the water by doing the Alabama stomp?
I suppose anything's possible. For example, I've heard legend of a brave and handsome man who happily fixed the leaky sink in the bathroom the very first time his wife asked, without excuses or delays.
Now, son, that there's a myth. Except, of course, the brave and handsome part.
Lights out, both of you.
All right. You heard your mom. Good night, son.
Dad, did you really meet a witch?
Now, your mom says you're not old enough to hear that story yet.
I'm
She
not,
thinks you'll get nightmares.
I'm not scared.
Neither was I, at first. Now, it's a well-established fact that most southern towns of a certain size have a witch.
Do we have a witch?
No, we got 2 Dairy Queens, so that's pretty good. Now, most witches stick to the minor incantations, love spells and whatnot. But there was one witch who was most renowned, for she could see the future.
Did she show you the future?
Oh boy, did she. She showed me. That night, just 3 teenage boys out on a dare. I didn't know it changed my life forever.
Quiet, Zach.
I got a bug in my drawers. Help me, Don!
I ain't going anywhere near your drawers.
Here, use your flashlight. It'll move towards the light.
Wait, not that way.
Put it at the ground.
It's working. It's out.
All right, come on. Let's go find that witch.
Wait for me!
Oh, this is hopeless, Don. We're lost. We're going in circles.
Well, you want to leave? Then go ahead. I'm starting to think there isn't even a witch around here.
Boys! You've broken sacred circle. You better have a good reason.
Well, we wanted our fortunes ready.
I can tell you the future with uncanny accuracy. Your loves, your lives, your deaths. $1 apiece. Can I borrow $1? I'll pay you back. No, you won't. Oh, she knows.
Well, witch, what do you see? Do I get a quarterback?
Ah, yes. The future is quite clear. You live an unexceptional life, filled with minor triumphs and major disappointments. And then you die.
Wait, what? That's it?
That's all the spirits see for you.
But I want to know how rich I'm going to be.
$1 more than when you started. Now, as for you,
I want my money back.
jumped on, she'll heads you.
Hey, give it back.
Well, how about I smash it? How is this witch going to do fortunes without this crystal ball?
Look, I said give it back.
Or what, Bloom? You really think you can take me?
Look, here's your money now. Just give it back to her.
Witch lover.
Which lover?
Ma'am,
Dodged your fortune, Brett.
let me guess. I lead a disappointing life and then I die.
Everyone dies, Edward Bloom, but your death is glorious. Let me show you.
Why would I want to see how I die?
Once you said, now you said, fear one thing new, and you can learn something secret that'll help you through. You won't be dead. I can show you counterfeit from true. Life is when you know how it ends, and your
Seriously, you need to get dressed. The wedding's in 45 minutes.
Oh, relax, Will. I just got 7. 7's good luck. And you'll need luck. What, with that baby coming?
What are you talking about?
Oh, now, don't give me that. Josephine's pregnant.
How do you...
You just told me just now. You see, back when I was in circus, I had a real knack for reading faces. Real nifty when working with the lions. Plus, she didn't drink at the rehearsal.
Okay, Dad, nobody knows she's pregnant. You can't tell Mom.
Oh, why not?
Because it's super early. Statistically, there's a good chance it might
Oh,
even happen.
statistically.
Yes!
Statistically, what are the odds that you, an Alabama boy, meets an American girl all the way over in Baghdad?
We're both reporters, so it's not that remarkable.
Lord, Will, I'd hate to see the rainbows in your world. I bet they're all shades of gray.
It's just... Babe, I don't want to jinx it.
Relax, Will. I just got 7. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Just promise me you won't tell Mom. And what we talked about earlier. No stories, no toasts.
Come on, son. When have I ever embarrassed you? Okay, there was the one time for the orchestra. But I really thought I could play that violin.
Honey, get dressed.
Oh, now look at you. Don't you look gorgeous? Give me a kiss.
I just did my face. Go put on clothes.
Fine. Oh, hey, that violin. Let me see that.
Are you nervous?
No. Yes. About Dad. I know you can't control him.
I could just as easily control the weather.
Dad is like the weather. I can predict him, sort of, but I fundamentally don't understand him. I don't get him. He's this baffling hurricane.
If you're going to worry about anyone, worry about your poor mother. Abandoning me for a woman on television?
You love Josephine.
I do. We turn on the cable news sometimes just to watch her. She's smart and pretty and kind. But you're my little Alabama lamb all the way up there in New York. You want to practice one more time?
Absolutely. Forward, side, together. Back, side, together. Forward.
Not out loud, Will.
Right.
Better. Better. That's it.
Now, son, let me show you how it's done.
Thank you all so much for coming. Josephine and I are unbelievably grateful to have so many friends here to help us celebrate.
For those of you who don't know, this is actually where Will proposed to me. 1 year ago, right here on the banks of this river, I had just met Edward and Sandra, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of this family.
So before we get to dinner, we have a couple of things to talk about this evening.
Yes, hello, everybody. My name is Edward Blunt. On behalf of me, my beautiful wife, Sandra, I'd like to welcome y'all to Alabama. Now, I have an announcement I'd like to make. Will said I wasn't allowed to give a toast. You'll note there's no glass in my hand.
Technicality.
Oh, technicality, he says. Now me, I would have loved to have a talkative father. My daddy was a corn farmer, lucky to get 4 words out of him. But one day, I heard him out in the field just blabbering at length. Couldn't get a word in between me and my mother. But the corn, the corn was all ears. Now, on the topic of fatherhood, I would like to make an announcement. I've decided to become a grandfather.
Dad!
Now, I'm sworn to secrecy, but I've been told that my ambition may be fulfilled sooner than I dared hope.
Okay, it's time to catch the bouquet. Ladies, follow me, please.
Oh, come on, son, it's good news.
It's too early. 1,000 things could go wrong.
Oh, you're such a pessimist, Will.
I'm a realist, Dad. And yes, it's good news. But it's our news. Why do you have to make everything about you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I got excited. Got a little carried away.
You always get carried away. I'm sick of it.
And I'm sick of you treating me like I'm some kind of child. Grow up, Will.
I did. You weren't there. You were never there.
Calm down.
I was building a business,
You were
son.
running away. From what? From you? From reality. All I got is a bunch of crazy stories about how awesome you are, Dad. But I'm sorry, that's not the man I see.
Well, maybe you just never bothered looking.
Stop it, both of you, before you say something you can't take back.
No, I'm done.
So am I.
You all right there, Edward?
That boy's bullhead. I don't know where he gets it from.
I was asking about you. What's going on?
Oh, what, me? Oh, I'm fine. Put your stethoscope away, Doc.
How long has this been going on?
I don't know. A little while? I'm fine.
You've lost weight.
Oh, now, come on. Didn't you see me dancing out there? Exercise. I'm fine, Doc.
I'm sure you are, but why don't you come in Monday? We'll be double check. All right?
Just take another one.
I'm trying.
It's just up to the right.
I'm right or it's right.
A little bit of patience will now hold it still in there. At last, pull it right.
A penis! It's a boy! We're having a son!
If it's bad news, just give it to me, Doc.
It's not what we want to
The tumor didn't shrink,
see. No, it's spread beyond our view.
but that doesn't mean
Oh,
we can't.
of course it doesn't, honey. It just means I have ambitious cancer, that's all.
Exactly.
We'll keep going though, right? Or try something new.
There's a conversation to have about.
Oh, now, Sandra.
I need to call Will. We never should have kept this from him.
Okay, fine, but you needn't worry him.
Will doesn't know about any of this?
Oh, he's got his life up in New York. No sense in bothering him.
This is really happening.
You thought I was making it up?
No?
I'll go get dressed.
I'll meet you outside.
Oh, well, we're having a son.
I know. Son. Stranger, I'm feeling stranger than I've ever felt before. And so much more different. Like something old has joined with something new, but still feels true. I'm passing through a ride that every parent does. I'm walking on some shared familiar ground. Yet every step I take is not a step that was. And I found I like the sound of stranger. The child I've yet to meet becomes my everything, my song to sing. Father, and suddenly the weight of it is real. What do I feel? I feel connected in a way I've never known. A line from dad to me to newborn son. So from today I'll never make a choice alone. One for all for one. And when he's born, I'll teach him how to use his common sense. He'll listen and he'll learn, he'll excel. I'll tell my son that life is lived in clear, in present tense. Not only in the stories we can tell. My father told me stories I could never comprehend. In every tale he claimed to be the hero. I try to understand him, but I wonder if I can. I wish I knew the man, but he's a stranger. My father is a stranger, I know very well. A puzzling shell. Oh, what's on its way may help us both grow. But I don't know when I'll understand what made a while. I don't know why he had the earth line. I don't wanna face him like a man and not a child, so I'll try. I'll really try. And in time, my boy, sure to see brighter days for Dad and me. We can do things better than before. So that strangers we will be. No more. Mom, I was going to call you. What's wrong? Mom? I'm coming home. I'll be on the next flight.
I wanted to tell you right away, but your father didn't want anyone to know he was sick. How dare anyone think Edward Bloom is mortal? The treatment was a long shot, but your father was convinced it would work.
What does Dr. Bennett say?
He says comforting things, but we all know where this is headed.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I want to do something. How can I help?
I'm just glad you know, Will. Family shouldn't have secrets.
Mom, have you and Dad talked about money?
We have plenty of money.
Is the house paid off?
Years ago, the day we sent in the last check, we had champagne. Your father opened it with a sword. There was glass in the carpet for weeks.
Mom, you won't mind if I live for the mortgage, right? I know the insurance will want it. I'm worried about you. About what's going to happen. You have to keep a roof over your head.
I'm not worried about the house. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about you.
I'm fine, Mom. I'll be fine. You don't have to worry.
Fine. You sound like your father. Is he difficult? One could argue. There's a challenge in every day. If you think I don't understand him, give a listen to what I say. Sometimes he's like a tank full of laughing gas. Sometimes he's like a pain in the ass. But there is magic in the
you? How tall do you like it?
This tall. I can mow my own grass, Will. People needn't worry so much. This ain't how I go.
Right. The witch.
The witch.
If there was a woman in a swamp who told him how he died.
She showed me how it happens, and it certainly ain't this way.
So, how does it happen?
Oh, surprising. Wouldn't want to ruin it for you. Oh, and as for surprises, you young man, well, buckle up, because having a kid changes everything. I mean, there's the diaper changes, the burpings,
Did he
the
do any of that?
feedings. I heard it was just awful.
Well, I should probably get dinner started.
I can help.
No. You two stay out here and talk.
So Dad, maybe I could get the pump working if you want to take a swim.
Oh, don't put yourself out.
It's fine.
You know where the chemicals are?
Yeah, I used to do it when you were gone, remember?
Son, I was building a business.
I wasn't trying to pick a fight.
Here, you can feel him kick.
Ooh, he's strong. When's he coming?
22 weeks, so
5 months.
5 months, huh? Oh, well, you'll tell him about it, right? Only the good stuff?
of course.
Yeah, Dad, I'd love to know more about the real versions of events, stories, you. Maybe we can go over some things while I'm here.
You mean, well, I'm here?
So, I want to know the full history. Now, I knew you grew up in Alabama, but was it here in Montgomery?
Oh, no, not too far away from here. A little town called Ashton. Now, Ashton was so small, our phone book was the yellow page. Our town was so small, the zip code was a fraction. Our town was so small, we only had 3 jokes. But I'll tell you what, the best thing about growing up in a place like Ashton is that a boy with ambition can be a pretty big deal. Jenny Hill, you are the prettiest, smartest, and blondest girl in Ashton. How could I love you as much as you love me when you're an angel sent from the heavens and I'm just a simple boy in love?
Oh, nothing could ever come between us.
I seen him. He's 10 feet tall with crazy eyes of fire.
He might eat my cat.
You ain't gonna stop the mayor, we will.
Yeah!
No, my body, sounds not pretty.
Lucky for you, I got a burger right here. We got smashed with that giant before he smashes us.
Now, hold on just a second. Has anyone tried talking to this giant?
You can't have anything with him. He's a monster. Edward Bloom.
No, Bryce.
Well, you want a sweet talk giant? Then go ahead. It's your funeral.
You see, that's just it, Don. That witch showed me how I go, and this certainly ain't it. still be hungry. I'm more of an appetizer size. Edward Bloom.
Get out of my cave!
Oh no, I come up here to talk to you, and I'm not leaving until I do.
I don't want to talk. I just want to be alone.
You see, that's just it. You are alone. I only think that's what you're pretending to think. You see, deep down under all those dead animals and death threats, I see a guy who might just need a friend.
You don't know me.
You see, that's another thing you're wrong in. I used to be the biggest thing Ashton's ever seen. But now that I'm looking at you, clearly there's other things bigger.
So go.
Well, why don't you come with me? Come on, let's get out of this cave.
I'm agoraphobic.
I'm not going to pretend like I know what that means, but we gotta get you outside.
You're not very bright.
Oh, that's not nice. How smart are you?
Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance.
Whoa. That's deep. Wow.
There's nothing for me out there. I don't fit in. I've never even been in a car.
Oh, now you got them long legs. Just walk everywhere.
I can't fit in a house.
Oh, we can sleep under the stars.
I'll never find a girl.
Giant, this is the South. We like our women big and beautiful. But you can pine your life away, wishing things were better. Waiting here for Judgment Day while knitting you a sweater. But I believe that kind of life won't set your spirit free. So my friend, one small suggestion, where you want to be. You can take a journey through this country's flesh and blood, on the rough-ass countryside and Mississippi mud. Hit the street with 2 big feet to bear your heavy load, and live life out there on the road. Anyone you want to be and anything you say. Come tomorrow, you'll be free of who you are today. Action and adventure when we change our fixed mode, and live life out there on the road. Wouldn't you rather be like royalty, respected like a king, where it's all civilized? You'll be surprised, the song you'll hear them sing. People will greet you there, some want to share enthusiastic news, and all you need is a guarantee with one big pair of shoes. One big pair of shoes. Now tell me, what's your name, Giant?
Carl.
Oh, Carl, let me tell you something. The world is huge!
197 million square miles, approximately.
Say, you're good with numbers.
Only big ones.
Well, now come on, let's step out of this cave. Don't you want to step outside, look around, see what's waiting there? We were born to wake each morning someplace we've never been, checking out the locals as they walk, just checking in. Every new encounter in another music color, and live life out there. Wait, he's not a monster, he's a thinker, he's a whiz. This boy isn't half so bad as you all think he is. Go on, Carl, tell the joke.
What do you get when you combine a hippo, an elephant, and a rhino? Helifino.
I've been so inspired, I've decided we're headed up here on the road.
Here, even now?
Jane, I can't imagine a place any better than Ashton. But if I don't leave someday, I'll never find out.
Edward Bloom, don't tell me that you're leaving us for good.
Jenny, yes, I'm leaving, but for good. I never could
adventure.
Oh God, he got to you, didn't he? He seduced you.
Do you know how your mother and father met?
They met in college. Wait, which story did he tell you? There are at least 37 versions of how he met my mother.
This was romantic.
They're all romantic. My father's romantic. Was the giant in it?
Yes, Carl.
So, Carl the Giant, supposedly my dad's best friend, but I've never met him. No photo, no evidence he actually existed. I'm worried my father's going to be gone, and I'll never know what's true.
Does it really matter what was true? Your father was telling these stories for a reason. If you can understand the stories, then maybe it'll help you understand the man. How many stories are there?
I don't know, I've never counted.
You should. Here, let's make a list.
Okay? Chronologically, it starts with the witch. She teaches him what not to fear death. Then he meets the mermaid. What did she teach him?
She's something about love, how love transforms a person.
I thought she taught him how to swim.
You never listen.
Okay, so my dad leads action with Carl the Giant on a series of wacky misadventures that roughly approximate the 12 labors of Hercules, and eventually they arrive at
What about the tornado?
find the tornado. It's not important.
It's incredibly important. Your father was headed towards the big city, but then fate pushes him towards love.
You have a lot of hormones in your body right now. Fine, the winds of destiny bring them to the Callaway Circus.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, any one of these acts could join the Callaway Circus. Except you. Come here. If I needed a miscellaneous object dropper, you would be at the top of my list. But I don't. Next up, number 73, the Alabama Lambs.
Where the Alabama Lambs?
Miss Templeton, does your daddy know you're here?
He knows I'm with my 3 best friends.
Tell me, your father, is he still a small-town sheriff with unmedicated age issues?
That's Dad.
Best if you go along home now and not breathe a word of this folly.
Wait, Mr. Callaway, I'm supposed to be here. I know it.
And I know I don't want to be hanging on your daddy's wall like this. Next up, number 74, Zaximus, the Sensational.
Haven't you ever had a hope, a wish, a dream? Please, Mr. Callaway, just let us try.
Fine, let's hear it.
Shim, shim, I'm living from Alabama. Flim, flim, I'm living from Alabama.
Time stops when suddenly you see her. Time stops, and what you thought you knew changes, and life beyond this moment is better, bigger. Time stops, but still your heart is beating. Time stops, though you don't take a breath. She's there, and all you've ever wanted is nearer, clearer. I used to think the world was small. Now I don't think that way at all. Time stops when dreams come true for you. Time stops when fantasy is real. I knew this moment was expected, but this good, who could?
That boy is staring and I feel a chill. I don't know why that boy is staring and the world is still. Not tumbling by, there's no one talking, but I can hear 1,000 voices. What's going on inside me? That boy is staring, is it me he sees? I can't be sure he is staring. Should I try to please or remember my hand is trembling? But in this moment nothing scares me. What's going on?
I used to see what lies ahead. Now I just see this girl instead. Time stops and troubles are abandoned. Time stops the minute she arrives. I see the future in this instant, subversive, sublime. I live forever in this moment. If I could stop.
That boy is staring and I feel a chill. I don't know why.
Ladies, I tell you, that was terrific. But no one wants to see that in a circus. Teach those steps to an elephant, and then you have something. People want something beyond their imagination, bigger than life. People want you.
Oh, hey, buddy. Wait, no, come back, no, wait.
It's not possible.
It's romantic.
Amos Calloway, you got a name, John? Doesn't matter. More exotic if you don't.
It's Carl.
That works. Say, Carl, have you ever considered a career in the world of entertainment? More importantly, have you ever heard of the term, what was it? Unconscionable contract.
It's an agreement in which one party grossly misrepresents the facts in order to take advantage of the other party's perceived ignorance.
It's a very thorough definition.
I want 30% off the top and all the food I can eat.
10%.
20, and I won't do nudity.
No one's asking.
Edward, what's wrong?
Well, Carl, I just saw the girl I'm gonna marry. But then she disappeared right before my eyes.
Heartbreaking. Most men have to get married before they lose their wives. But great news. I'm gonna make your friend here a star.
great, pal. At least one of us should be happy.
Jesus, kid. This girl, real pretty. Blue dress, red hair.
Who is she? I need to know. Where? Where can I find her?
Don't waste your time. I know her daddy. She is out of your league.
Oh, come on now. I think you don't know me at all.
Let me guess. You were the hero of Hickville. A big fish in a small pond. Well, this here's the ocean, and you're drowning. Take my advice and go back to Puddleville. You'll be happy there.
Please, sir. I'll do anything.
Go write your Harley Quinn romance somewhere else. I got a circus to run.
I'll tell you what. I'll work night and day for you. And you won't even have to pay me.
Okay. Once a month, if you work, if you slave, if you cry for me, then I'll give you a clue. Once a month, if you clean, if you haul, if you die for me, then a clue will be true. Once a month, it could be what she thinks, what she likes, what she lives, what she dreams, what she hopes. And all you have to do is pull the ropes. Closer to her, I'll get you closer to her. You only need to be my devotee because I'll tell you where she was born, or if she plays the French horn, then you'll be closer than you ever was. First clue, she likes dancing.
Dancing.
Back to work.
I'm not afraid to stoop to scooping poop because
You learn what perfume she wears, or what she says in her prayers.
be much closer than I ever was. Mr. Calloway, it's time.
For what?
The clue about the girl I'm gonna marry.
If you got a clue, you wouldn't get married at all. Back to work.
Days, 2 weeks, it's a month, it's 2 years, it's a clue after clue after clue.
She likes blue.
It's the light in the wind of an eye, but the dream doesn't seem to come true.
Barbecue.
Year for year with the hopes I would hear something kind, something fresh, something new. Mr. Calloway, it's been 3 years.
Kids, there are other fish in the sea.
But I'm already hooked. Why do you insist on keeping her name a secret?
Secrets are the backbone of society. Everybody ought to have a view. I believe in secrets and I'll keep mine foiled. They keep me a success. They make you work for less. But alas, I'm a man of my word. Your girl, she's going to college.
College. Closer to her. And I've been working hard and time is flying by. I've paid this price, I should go. Still, there's one thing I don't know. Mr. Calloway,
This is difficult to explain,
you're a werewolf.
or not so difficult.
Mr. Calloway, is this your secret? You don't have to be ashamed of being a werewolf. Just be yourself. Be happy.
Really? I like you. How about a bonus clue? Daffodils.
Daffodils?
Her favorite flower. Those yellow ones, real pretty.
Please, Mr. Calloway, let me give her those flowers. Who is she? Where is she?
Okay, her name is Sandra Templeton. She goes to Auburn University.
Thank you, Mr. Calloway, thank you! My ball, my ball, my ball! Carl, how far away is Auburn University?
763 miles.
Well, I'm gonna need your head.
Fellas, bring it out!
Like a cannonball circulating a comet above. Like a cannonball circulating a constellation of love. Filling up the heavens, making waters part. Aiming straight for its below, its welcoming heart.
Will, who is Jenny Hill?
Jenny Hill?
She was my dad's high school girlfriend. The prettiest, blondest girl in Ashton. What's that?
Some mortgage for a house in Ashton. Your father co-signed a loan with Jenny Hill.
She's real? This doesn't make sense. Why would my father have a house with another woman?
Sandra Templeton? Oh, Sandra! Sandra Templeton! Oh, Sandra! Sandra! Okay, here. Okay. Oh, Sandra! It's me. Sorry about that, miss. Sandra! Sandra Templeton! No? Oh. There's a lot of redheads at this school. Oh, Auburn! I get it now. Oh, Sandra! Sandra Templeton!
Yes?
Oh, I'm so excited to finally be meeting you. I've been working the last 3 years of my life to find out where you are, and I'm so glad to be talking to you.
I'm sorry.
Well, you don't have to apologize to me. I'm the luckiest man you're going to meet all day. I was addicted to a traveling circus, elephants and all. I was shot out of a cannon when they up and lost the ball. I met werewolves, giants, dancing bears. If you don't think it's true, then how on earth do you explain the road that led me here to you?
Wait, are you?
Look, I saw you in all of time, in all the world stood still, and I promise I'll prove my worth. I'll roam the earth until you believe me, and we can be at last forever one. Don't be afraid, be my crusade.
But you're too late. I'm engaged to be married.
Tell me what I have to go and do to make you change your mind. Anything I have to promise to, I'm glad to get behind. I'm the man who you should marry. You're intended through and through. Otherwise I'd never walk the road that led me here to you.
You're the boy from the circus.
Yes, it's me.
I didn't think you were real. I imagine things a lot.
Well, imagine this. You and me together as Mr. and Mrs. Edward Bloom.
Edward Blue?
Yeah.
From Ashton.
Now, how do you know that?
The boy I'm engaged to, he's from Ashton. Don Press.
Don Price? They let him into college?
He's studying political science.
He'd feel crappy if it were a subject.
I don't know where I can.
Oh, I see. Bandage his knuckles where it drags him on the ground.
What a terrible thing to say.
And a terrible price to pay. Don't marry that creep.
Don.
More like a moron.
No, Don.
Bloom? What the heck are you doing here?
Promise me you won't hurt him.
I promise.
She's my girl.
Hey,
Mine.
get your hands off her!
Or what? You're not so big without that giant dick you were.
But I'll always be the bigger man.
Don, stop! Stop! I will never marry you.
Are you serious? You actually love this guy?
I barely know him, yet I prefer him to you.
Which lover?
Which lover?
Are you alright?
Once a month, a scrap of news. It felt like you were there. Once a month, I heard your voice. I held you solitaire. They said that you loved music, said that you were college bound. One thing more than all the rest built a heart inside my chest. You told me you loved daffodils. beside the lake, beneath the trees, all fluttering and dancing in the breeze. And like that moment right between asleep and waking, I saw 10,000 more in one quick glance. But when I saw your face, I knew beyond mistaking, a million flowers couldn't stand a chance. So I'll pretend that daffodils are just an introduction to the blossoming of me and you. Beside the lake, beneath the tree, beyond mistake, please marry me. Please marry me.
But you hardly know me.
I have the rest of my life to find out. But these, and these, and these, and these, these, and these, and these, and these are for you. Only for you. Let's fill the world of daffodils that never fades and never dies. Honest in the answer in your eyes. You'll be the guide I'll be and I will shower you with flowers. But my name isn't Edward.
Why would my father have a mortgage to a house I've never heard about? And what's the deal with Jenny Hill?
Maybe she's a friend.
Maybe she's more than that. My father was a traveling salesman. He could have easily had a second life. A second family.
Oh, that's not real.
What is real with my father? What if all these crazy stories are just a smokescreen? So we don't bother looking for the truth.
Okay, I know you want to find answers, but think about the time you have left. You're to make peace, well, let's start a war.
War? Did he tell you the war story? Because that's when I first realized he was making it all up.
Will told me you were in the war.
Oh, now, I don't like to talk about the war too much. Truth is, I was just a regular soldier just like all the other Alabama boys. But one night, I intercepted an enemy message.
What did
poisoned blood, shot by a deadly assassin. Only I could save him.
Weren't you scared?
Oh, a man does what he must, but a hero does what no other man can.
Well, isn't that your mom?
In my dad's stories, the most beautiful was always my mom.
There's a boy who knows the way I feel. Someone who is confident and real. Always at the ready. Always by my side. How I hope someday I'll be his bride. By the colors of the midnight, red, white, and true. Who is the guy for me? That's a victory. Red, white, and true. Whenever sunshine seems to flare, he is the one who's sitting there. And when he leads the way, we can stand and say, red, white, and true.
Die, General Patterson! It was at this moment I knew who my opponent was. Red Fang, the poison assassin.
By the colors of the only red I know, red, white, and true. Who is the guide for us, forever glorious? Red, white, and true. Whenever evil comes to attack, he's the one who brings it down. Let me lead away as we shall parade. Is red, white, and
No one will save you now. Wait, no!
Logically, it doesn't make any sense.
Luckily, years earlier, I've been bitten by the Chugalabra snake in Tanzania. It was immune to Red Fang's poison. Chugalabra!
What's your name?
Well, sir, it don't matter. I'm just a regular soldier just like all these other boys. And I say they deserve a shilling. What do you say, ladies? Yes, son?
When did all this happen?
Oh, now during the war, of course.
But which war?
Now, come on, don't they teach you anything in school?
That's just it, they do. I traveled that.
What would I do without you?
Mom, are there really witches?
Why? Did your father have another run-in with Miss Johnson at the library? That woman is terrifying, and honestly, your dad doesn't really know how to whisper. Daffodils. Well, now I know you did something.
Well, Bob Ray quit. So they're giving me his route all the way out to Texas.
That's a lot of driving.
Well, great way to expand my territory.
Well, I don't care how far you go, Edward Bloom. Just as long as you make it back. There is a young child right there.
Well, son, come on. You got another soccer game this week?
It's not soccer season anymore.
Of course it's not. Now, you're in charge of the house while I'm gone, all right? Look after your mother for me, won't you? Now, do you understand why I'm leaving you? Let's see if I can find a way to explain this. The road is something that's in us all. It's a need. You don't drive it, it drives you. Do you understand?
Not at all.
I've never been a man who lived an office life. I've never been a man behind a desk. I've always been a man who said that staying still was playing dead. The kind who's looking forward to the challenges ahead. People say that's irresponsible. People tell me stay at home. But I'm not made for things like mowing lawns or apron strings. I'm my best when not at rest. So I fight the dragons and then storm the castles and then win a battle or two. Then comes the day it's time, I'm packing up and I am bringing all my stories home to you. All I can see is miles ahead and miles to go. All I can see is wind and sun and sky. Stop for a coffee, make a friend, and pray the day will never end. 'Cause there's one more adventure waiting round another bend, where I'll fight the dragons and then storm the castles till I win a battle or two. And then the feeling comes like 50,000 drums all beating, bring my stories home to you. And I wonder as I wander on the road from door to door, exactly where you think of where I've been. Did you know I joined the circus, met a mermaid on a war? Do you know I think of you through thick and thin? Because even though I'm making deals and bringing people joy, I'm usually only thinking about my boy. Out there on the road I'll pray you come to me one day and say, let's fight the dragons and storm the castles till we win what needs to be won. And when I'm old and tired, you'll do the job required. You'll be there telling stories to your son. Till then I'll fight the dragons and then storm the castles, and I do the best that I can. And everybody knows that's how the story goes, to turn a boy into a bigger man. So I'll fight the dragons till you can.
Stranger, I'm feeling stranger than I've ever felt before, and so much more different, like something old has joined with something new. What should I do?
Dad,
Son, can we talk?
believe we have permission.
Did the pills help?
A little bit. Everything's still a little hazy. And I'm not really sure what's real.
I know that feeling. Do you know much about icebergs, Dad?
I saw an iceberg once. They were hauling it down to Texas for drinking water. Although they didn't count on an elephant being inside. The woolly kind, a mammoth.
Dad,
What?
I'm trying to make a metaphor here.
If you're trying to make a metaphor, then why'd you ask a question? People want answers to questions, son. You see, you should have started with the thing about
The
icebergs
thing about
is...
icebergs is you only see 10% of them. The other 90% is below the surface, where you can't see it. And that's what it is with you, Dad. I'm only seeing this little bit that sticks above the water.
Now, what do you say? What? You're seeing my nose? My chin?
I have no idea who you are, because you've never told me a single fact.
Oh, no, that's not true. I tell you stories all the time.
Yes, you tell stories, Dad. And you make stuff up. And I'm wondering if it's all to conceal something you don't want people to know.
You know what, son? You got me. My secret identity. Superman!
Can we talk about Ashton, Dad?
Ashton? I grew up there, you know that.
So why did you never visit? It's not that far a drive.
There's not much to see there.
Dad, I'm about to have a kid of my own here. And it would kill me if he went through his whole life with dads.
It would kill you, huh? Exactly are you accusing me of here, Will?
I'm not, Dad. I'm just trying to get a handle on some things.
Hang on as you will, I think we're done talking.
Dad,
Get out!
Will, what did you do?
well, I didn't do anything.
Okay, calm down, Will.
I know you're trying to detect me, but you can't.
What happened?
I don't know, he just come after me and attacked me like I'm some kind of villain.
Each time he tells another tale, he drifts another step from me. I wish I knew the reasons he chooses fantasy instead of facing facts. Something hidden, something he fears. Will I learn the truth before he disappears? This river between us grows wider each day. He talks, but he mostly has little to say. I beg him to separate the truth from the tale, but the river invites him. This river between us grows harder to bear. He's standing beside me, but I'm not really there. His flight's turn fancy as soon as he'll start, 'cause fancy excites him. So Edward takes heart. Our Father talks of miracles, of mystery, and fate. He's been around the world, he says,
It flows where it wants to, it can't be controlled by some doesn't want me to be what I am. He don't give a damn. He won't see what he invents. He only sees the black and white.
All make believe and all pretense.
And always wants to start a fight.
He doesn't change.
She doesn't stay. And so this river winds its way. The current between us may never be crossed. And while we stay silent, we're violently tossed. I'll leave him to ponder. I'll leave him alone. 'Cause he's made of stone. He's made of stone. He's made of stone. This river between us can raise like the sea. And on in life is like charming me. He'll come to his senses, swimming in yet. He'll drop his defenses, he's caught in a net. And though I can't change him, someday he'll regret this river between us. Each time he tells another tale, he's just another step from me. This river, this river, this river, this river, this. No! No! Oh!
Edward, honey, it's me. You're okay. Let's calm down. Tell me what happened.
I was drowning. It was all a little hazy. It was horrible.
It's okay, honey. It's just a nightmare. You're right here with me.
The roof should hold up for another 10 years or so. Oh, honey, what did I say?
In your face, I see a lifetime. In
Jenny Hill?
I am, and your Will, Eddie's son. You look so much like him.
How did you know my father?
From high school, before that even.
Were you and my father having an affair?
Wow, you just said it.
I've seen him with women. He flirts. He always has. I guess on some level I presumed he was cheating on my mother. I just never had proof. That's your signature, right? The deed to this house? He co-signed the loan?
Can I ask you a question? Why did you come here? If you wanted to know all of this, why didn't you just ask Eddie?
Because he's dying.
Look, I don't know how much you want to know about all this. You have one image of your father, and it would be wrong of me to go and change it.
My father talked about a lot of things he never did. And I'm sure he's done a lot of things he never talked about. I'm just trying to reconcile the two. Now, you said you went to high school with my dad. Was that here, in Ashton?
It was in Ashton, but Ashton wasn't here. You do know what happened to the town, don't you?
No.
Oh, honey, that's the only reason your father came back. The state was building a new reservoir. Pretty soon, the whole town of Ashton would be 30 feet underwater. Edward Bloom came back to take one last look at the town he left so long ago.
What do we want?
Nothing to change!
What do we want it?
Forever!
What do we want?
Nothing to change!
What do we want it?
Forever!
As long as we're chained here, the state won't dare let us drown.
Edward Bloom?
It can't be.
It is.
We knew you'd come back. When you left, you said, quote, "I'll never forget Ashton. I'll come back, I promise."
We just thought it'd be sooner.
Well, I came back because I heard they were building a dam that was going to flood the valley.
Edward Bloom.
Don Price?
That's man.
Oh, congratulations. Look, I came back because I heard they were flooding the river.
So what's your plan, Edward?
Wait, you think I would come here to save you?
You're persuasive. You can talk to them. Get them to stop building the dam.
But the state's not gonna let us drown.
Does anybody even know you're here?
Of course they do, baby.
Wait. Nobody knows we're here. Edward, you gotta help us. You're the only one who can save the town.
Oh no, not this time. Edward's not a savior. Edward's not a saint. How can he be good for us? He's not the man he says he ain't. We can change our fate, you bet we can. We don't need this interloping man.
He's right.
I'm what?
You gotta let go of the past. I suggest that we start over.
Now?
Start over.
How?
Instead of drown, we move the town and start over.
Wow.
Sweat, you can fret till we're all soaking wet, but good God, there's a flood on the way. If we start over, tomorrow begins today. Now what's so great about this old town anyway? All the buildings are crumbling to dust and the roads are full of potholes. You know what makes a village? It's people, it's hopes, and it's dreams. And you got those, don't you? You don't have to stay here to stay together.
But where do we move to? We gotta get some new land first.
Well, honestly, we couldn't afford to build a new town anyway.
What if I got the land and the money?
Well, you know where to find us.
I might know just the place.
I'll tell you, Edward. When we met, I lived a kind of secretive life. I was a mysterious man. But after meeting you, I met myself and my wife. All because you told me I can. You're upset, you're in need. I got land and a deed. You can have every stick, every stone. You're the only man who I would ever give a thing to. The truest friend that I've ever known.
Oh, thank you, Amos, thank you.
You'll love the land. Lots of tasty rabbits.
Edward, when I met you, I was living in a cave. You convinced me to start besides the Nikkei index. I know a guy. In a rush, you'll be flush, I'll get cash, but hush, hush, I won't do this for just any Joe. You can start over, and Edward will give you the dough.
Thank you, Carl, thank you! I got the land just over the hill and money to build a new town.
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 Start over, start over. Instead of drowning, rule the town and start over. It's when we can fret till we're all soaking wet. So you better believe what we say. If we start over, tomorrow begins today. Tomorrow begins today. Tomorrow begins.
If what you're saying is true, then this is the biggest thing my father's ever done. He saved the town. Why wouldn't he tell me that story?
Because the story doesn't end there.
You saved us, Edward. Thank you.
Oh no, it was all Dom's idea.
Oh, this time. Oh, good. The water's rising. Let's go.
Come on, Miss, we gotta go. Water's coming.
You're too late.
Oh no, we still got an hour and a half or so, at least.
You're years too late.
Jenny Hill? Now what are you doing here? I thought you left Ashton and got married.
My husband left me too. Couldn't compete with the fantasy. Girl only gets one true love, and that was you.
Jenny, I'm sorry.
Forget me like you did before. Let me drown here.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I've been drowning since the moment you left.
I'm not here to argue or confess. Only here for damsels in distress. Take my hand and we'll start over. Start over. Let go of the old fantasy and start over. When there's pain, don't complain, just hold on to the rain, and you'll wonder what caused all the fuss. If we start over, tomorrow begins for us. Now close your eyes now. Now we're just a few steps away, just a few more steps. 3, 2, whoa! What are you doing this thing? I'm just playing with you. All right, now open your eyes.
Oh my! Is this my house?
All that's left is to sign the deed. And Edward Bloom. See, Jenny? I told you I'd come back. I'm a man of my word.
Thank you.
Jenny, please. I'm married to my wife. She's the only one until the day I die.
Lucky girl.
I'm sorry, Jenny. I really am.
He never did come back, and I guess he never said a word about saving Ashton. Greatest thing he ever did, and not a story to go with it.
Could have left you out of the story.
No, he couldn't risk you coming here, finding out. It had to go untold.
It was just a kiss.
You don't understand him, do you?
I want to.
Oh, honey, you're the key to all this. The way Eddie used to smile when he talked about you. Well, you were just a boy, but you were so smart. I'm so proud of you. I wanted you to be proud of him, too.
Hi. What's wrong? When? Where is he? His mom? Don't come home.
I'm sorry, Jenny, I have to get going.
Is it Eddie? Is he?
I don't know. What happened?
Your father stopped breathing and called the
Is he gonna be
ambulance.
okay? I mean, is he gonna get back to the way he was when... So sorry, Mom. Should have been there.
There's nothing you could have done.
What does Dr. Bennett say?
They'll know better in the morning. Some tests. I'm supposed to go downstairs and
I'll go
fill
with
out paper. No, one of us should stay here with him.
I'll go with you.
Dr. Bennett?
Well,
Dr. Bennett, how long have you known my father?
how old are you? Had a couple of years to that.
How would you describe him?
6'1", 180, regulated height.
Can you hear us?
It's hard to say what anyone hears, even harder to know those.
I know about Ashton, Dad. I know what you did. You saved the town and broke a girl's heart. I get why you didn't want Mom to know. I do. But what you did was heroic. I made a list of your stories. There are 50 basic tales, with a lot of variations, of course. Some are just jokes. Awful jokes, mainly, but take the rest and it's like a myth. A tale of a farmer's son from Alabama who wanted to see the world. You never did, though. I did. And I think that's because of you. All this time, Dad, I thought you were just trying to impress me. You were trying to inspire me. Dad? Wait, Dad, don't you have something water, please? The river. The river? Please. Tell me how it happens. How it happens? How I go. I don't... You mean what the witch showed you? I don't even know part of the story, Dad. Please. You never told me what you saw. Okay, I can't do this, Dad. I don't know how. Okay, I can try, Dad. If you help, just tell me how it starts. It starts like this. Okay. First things first. We're in this prison cell. Have to find a way to break out. Find another place to stake out. Look around. Be sure we aren't seen. Slowly check the door before we're spotted. I know you've been a secret double agent, but we can turn the page into another kind of tale. Let's go. The door is just our first opponent, so step out of your state of shock. We only need to pick this lock. No need. What's next is all anyone needs to begin. What's next has been a friend to you. What's next to do? One word, and then suddenly one more. I'll get surprise. I thank you all for coming. A man is as rich as his friends, and, well, I am a tycoon. But there's someone missing here. I've seen this all before. When I was just a child, I met a witch who took a vow and showed me how it ended. We stood here on the shore. The air was sweet and mild. With disbelief implausibly suspended, and in my child's imagination I remember you, though I didn't know if we were foes or friends. But now you're standing here, I see the vision coming clear. I know exactly how this ends. It ends with you. It ends with me. It ends the way our story's ending is supposed to be. A bit insane, a touch of pain, adeptly told, yet uncontrolled. It ends with fate. It ends with love. It ends with water in a river and the sun above. Part epic tale, part fire sale, yet all sincere. And standing here, I know I wasn't perfect. I know my life was small. I know that I pretended that I knew it all. But when you tell my story, and I hope somebody does, remember me as something bigger than I was. It ends with sons. It ends with wives. It ends with knowing when the pavement bends, we find our lives. So let it come and let me go. Show me the waves and let them flow. It all ends well. This much I know. And that's how it happens. That's how you go.
met. I'm Will.
I'm Carl.
Grandma, Grandma,
What is it?
we just saw a fish as big as a car.
Now, son, let's stick to the facts. It was at least as big as a truck.
Yeah, a truck, and we're gonna catch it.
I can't wait.
I have to see this fish.
You get hungry, there's barbecue.
You know, son, it was on this same spot